All right. Hey, welcome to Things They Never Taught Us. This is our debut show. I don't know if listeners from Dan's show, you too near me not to hear me,
Say it
uh,
again, bro. You too near me
you
not
too
to
near
hear
me
me,
not to
bro.
hear me. But we had such a positive response for when we did our interview together over there that we decided to do something crazy and just have our own show
Yeah,
and keep this going. And
yeah.
so he and I have teamed up, and I want to give a special shout out to Don for letting us be able to do this. And we're going to cover things, the pain points that men go through, and we're gonna tackle those and discuss those things that aren't discussed amongst men, amongst each other. And but we're gonna put it out there in the open and talk about it. We're gonna expose the pain points, and we're going to discuss them to try to help you guys get through
They
some of
better
this.
get a notebook out, man. You better get a
Yeah,
notebook out, pen and paper.
all that.
Because you're gonna hear something and you're
Right.
gonna miss it and be like, can y'all say that again? Well, you can't say that. You just
Exactly.
better just tune in and really look, as my man Craig McKinnis has eloquently said, it is really honestly a passion-filled conversation the two of us have had because as older men, I don't mind with my gray hair. He's still a young fella. I'm an old whippersnapper at this. A seasoned brothers. I will honestly say there are things that have, flown right by. Didn't even know it. And I hate this old song of if I coulda, woulda, shoulda,
Mm.
because what old people say. Yeah, I was like, because if I had known this back in the day, things could have been different. But even in knowing that, I believe that things they never taught us is really bringing about information. It brings about situations that have happened that you as a listener is one to grow on. And we don't want you to feel as though, hey man, nobody ever told me. Well, guess what? We will tell you.
Yeah, we're gonna
And
share our knowledge and information and wisdom with you. Uh, I have a young man that I mentor, and
mhm.
he went through a thing with his car. He had an accident in his car. He had to get a new one, and but he didn't know that I used to be in the auto finance business,
Okay.
and so when he bought it up, I told him, I said, hey, this is what you need to do. You're looking for another car, consider these things, this, and then I remind him, I said, hey, I used to finance cars. I used to be the guy that was on the other side of the phone from the dealership giving the approval. So I know the game. And
Was this his
so
first car?
it was, well, yeah, well, no, that he totaled his first car, so he's getting a second one, but he's always gotten cash cars. But at the same time, his job, he got a new job making
Hmm.
triple what he used to make. But he
Okay.
still had, and this is the thing I want to talk to guys about. He still had that mentality of his old salary in his head about,
Ah.
I got to give me another cash car. I said, well, wait, does it have to be a cash car? You making triple what you used to make. Ain't nothing wrong with
Hmm.
that, but just see what else, weigh all your options first and make an informed decision. That's
Yeah, that right there is the killer point, man. And so here lies the story.
right.
I remember my first car that I bought.
Hmm.
It was a 1986 Volkswagen GTI,
Mm,
two-door, triple black, black on
right.
black on black. It was Motor Trend Car of the Year, the whole nine, and I got it from, and I'm gonna say it, Continental Nissan out there in on the west side of Chicago.
Right.
Was that LaGrange or something like that? It's somewhere
Yeah.
way out,
Yeah. I
and
used to I used to service that store. I know
boom.
exactly
So
what you're
you so
talking
you
about.
know what's going on. So here's what happened. I remember walking in. I was with my boy, my man Joe Jacobs, and from high school, and he's like, "Hey man, well, let's go check it out." I was like, "All right, let's just check it out." And I liked the way it looked. They didn't have a price on it. I asked what it was going to be, and the first thing the dude said as a salesperson, "Hey man, so what do you want to pay in your payments?" I said, "Oh," and I got stuck because I was like, well, "Shoot, I ain't trying to pay that much." And he was like, "Oh no, we can work wherever you want to work." I was like, "Oh, for real?" So if I tell you I only want to pay 150 bucks a month, you can make this thing work. He's like, I can make that work. I ain't got no money down. He's like, no money down. I was like, oh, okay. Here was the kicker. Never found out how much the car was originally priced for. I remember my mother coming up there to help me buy a car, and she didn't really want me to buy a car. So
Mm.
my mother taught me a hard lesson. She said, "Oh, okay, I'm gonna go with you, and if you need me to co-sign, that's fine. We'll co-sign." But she never said one thing to me about the deal or anything else like that. She said because later she says, "I didn't want to tell you no in front of him, and then you get mad at me." She
Right.
said, "I'm gonna let you learn this hard lesson, but let it be your first car." So, dude, the car was supposed to be $5,000. I got the car in '89, summer of '89. So this is a
Oh,
1986 Volkswagen GTI. I got an '89. It's supposed to be like 45 or $5,500. When they finally rolled it out and got my payment at $150 a month, it ended up costing like $13,000. But I got the $150 a month,
yep.
but it was for like 6, 7 years.
You've been paying for it forever. Yep. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was like, and so my mother just sat back. She was cool, rest her soul. Avancia Davis, my mom. She was like, okay, you got it. And I remember her driving off, and me and my boy Joe, and it was a stick,
Mm.
bro.
Have you ever driven a stick before?
Never drove a stick, and I was like, I thought he was gonna drive it off for me. We get it back to Hyde Park, and then I hop in. He's like, oh no, no, you gonna hop in there right now, dude.
Mm.
I got, you know where I'm at. I got on the expressway on the 55, the very first time I'm trying to shift gears with this thing, and
Lord.
I'm rolling through downtown traffic the whole night, chucking, and cutting
Cutting
off
off
on
on
me.
you and stuff. Yeah.
And I got it home, and I learned how to practice it, turning the corners and shifting down, shifting, how to get off, the clutch and the gas. Long story short, I learned a really valuable lesson about how dealerships are set up, obviously, to make money. And they say the things that corner you into a position where you got to make a decision. And you feel like if I don't say what they want me to say, then I'm gonna look like, Willie Bobo or the fool or something like that. And I just feel like I'm guilty. Or something's wrong with me. I'm not knowledgeable. And I want to appear knowledgeable. So I'm like, yeah, okay. And I just
Well,
follow along.
honestly, Dan, it goes much deeper than that.
Oh, bro.
What
Uh-oh.
what they play off of is your emotion. It's
Oh,
about
yeah.
emotion. To the two most emotional purchases you're going to make, you'll ever make. And listen up, gentlemen. The two most important purchases you'll make: buying a house,
Mm,
buying a car.
mm.
Those are your
Been
two
there.
most emotional purchases you will make:
Been there.
buying a house, buying a car.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? Because
Oh,
they
yeah.
want you to, they really want you to get that new car smell up your nose because there's just something about it.
Oh, my goodness. Ain't nobody
Okay,
else been in the car. I'm gonna be the
right.
first one to
They
poop,
want you to do that,
roll the
but they
windows up
want
and
you
down.
to emotionally get tied to the car so that when they start hitting you up with those numbers and what deal and what your payment is, you're going to say yes because you
Mhm.
gotta have that car. Okay?
It,
No matter what, even though you're screwing yourself. And then people walk away with buyer's remorse a couple of days later. Oh man, I really can't afford this. What did I do? Okay. But
or it's so long. It's just like the car is gonna be broke after 2 or 3 years, and I'm gonna be paying it for the next 5 years.
that's right.
And then I'm caught.
Yeah,
So then now I got to come back and go find another dealership, and then I got negative equity,
right.
and that rolls over into the next loan.
There you go.
Ugh.
Yep.
Oh man,
That's
gentlemen, ladies, gentlemen, everybody listening. Ooh, if I've touched a nerve, here it is.
now let me tell you what the real deal is for
Okay,
cars
talk
when
to
you're
me.
buying a car. Okay. First, if at all possible, you want to buy you really don't want to buy a new, but everybody should experience having a new car in their life. Everybody. I
Oh
said,
yeah.
but after you get past that first experience of having a new car, the car that you want to buy is 1 to 3 years old. Okay.
Okay.
Why? Because a 1 to 3 year old car still has a manufacturer's warranty on it. So if anything goes wrong with that car, the manufacturer will pay for it. Okay. Then, whenever you get a used car, you should always get an extended warranty so that
Hmm.
when that manufacturer's warranty wears out, even though it's going to be an overlap, you still have protection on that vehicle. Okay. All right. Second thing or third thing, I've lost what number I'm on, but your notes are cheaper when you get a car 1 to 3 years old. Your car note is cheaper. All right.
Hmm.
Your
Now break that down
insurance,
for me, bro.
your insurance is cheaper. Well, the reason why I say that is because when you get a brand new spanking car, you drive it off the lot, you got it out the showroom and drive it off. As soon as you go over that curve, you instantly lose that car loses $1,000.
It's a depreciation hit. Yep.
You
Got it.
take you take the biggest hit the first year. Depreciation of that car goes down the first year. That's your
Hmm.
biggest hit, and then it goes down from there. But your biggest drop off is that first year. That's
Yeah.
why That's why
Yeah.
you want that first, you want to get 1 to 3 years. So you're still covered and protected, but you don't lose as much depreciation on the vehicle. Okay. Second thing, I know everybody wants to get the latest and greatest. And I'm gonna tell you guys this. And I know we didn't really want to get in the cars because I know Don wanted to get in on this conversation. So we probably have to
We're
come
gonna we're
back.
gonna get Don. We're gonna get Don to come back in on this one.
But when a new model comes out, never buy that first model.
Oh yeah.
Never, never buy that
I
first model. You'll
I can
spend
tell you that
more
right off the
time,
bat
yeah, you'll spend more time in the shop than in that car.
because they're working the kinks out. The
You're
the
working the kinks
manufacturer
out.
hasn't figured it out.
Correct. They are mass producing those vehicles and they don't know what the effect of having mass production of that vehicle is going to be. So you are their guinea pig and you're going to get frustrated. Okay,
Hmm.
because you're going to be in and out of the dealership shop. Wait until that second or third year that model comes out
Oh
before you
yeah.
pull the trigger to buy that car.
Oh yeah. Oh, most definitely. And I can concur in that because I used to sell exotics, a place called Prestige Imports in Reynolds,town Maryland.
Okay.
And I was like the guys on the job called me the professor because I was a teacher at the time. So I'm educating
Right.
I'm educating people coming in. I'm like, how much does that cost? I said, that's probably not the question you want to ask me. What you really want to do is how are we going to purchase this and how is it going to be something that is under your business? They looking up like what? I was like, oh yeah, yeah, we got to figure this out because you're not gonna just come in here and drop $100,000 on this brand new Mercedes that we got sitting here. No, you're not gonna do that. But we're gonna move a little smarter with your money. So I was the educator, and so one of the things that I definitely knew and working in a highline used car market, it was one of those things that we would say to people often that yeah, you could take that depreciation hit. And you had a brand new and all that kind of great stuff like that. I said, but somebody is going to pick that up and they're going to drive it for a year or two. They're not going to probably even drive it that much. They may put maybe 20,000 miles on it. You come along and what would have been, a $50,000 car, now you're picking it up for 35.
Hmm.
And it's already broken in.
Yep.
And it's got the latest and greatest. It's got all the options that you were going to get on it, but you'd have to pay extra for it because you picked it up in a good used market. A trustworthy used car dealer. And that's the key to all of this. I mean, just because it looks shiny and out there, you got to have somebody who's really looking out for you. So you got to develop those relationships. So I
Right.
say that right off the bat. The other thing is, yes, I concur. You definitely need to get a aftermarket bumper to bumper warranty. There are certain cars and manufacturers that just simply right off the bat have a 3 year 36,000 miles.
Hmm.
I think that's like the industry standard, right?
Hmm.
The flip to this is I've told some folks, and maybe you can, maybe this is the part that we come back to. Hold on. Because here on Vibe AZ 24/7, things they never taught us, we got to take that station break and pay for these bills right here, right quick. So we are going to definitely come back and talk to you a little bit more about this car buying biz. So, my man Craig, take it away, bro.